Well, I get a lot of letters, and I met a couple of kids, not really kids, young men and women, maybe in their 30s, and I was talking to them, and I realized what is inflation and how lifestyle inflation catches up with you very quickly, even if you have been taught to be frugal by your parents. So kids who are in their late 20s and early 30s, which means they are in their second or perhaps third job, have been frugal because their parents would now be perhaps in their 60s and 70s, and they are the people who were themselves frugal, so they have a lot of frugality to be taught, and they must have passed on the genes to them also. So many of these kids are very frugal. Then I was speaking to one boy, and he said, this is amazing stuff, all youngsters should hear this. He said, I didn't realize the importance of cooking. My parents never expected me to cook. I had a house where there were 2-3 women because it was a joint family, so I never went into the kitchen. So as soon as I came to Mumbai, I started eating out. And eating out was no great fun because you had to do it every day, and so I would eat out, and I had no clue how to make myself a cup of tea is what I could make, or I could make noodles. Other than that, I knew nothing. And so every day breakfast, lunch and dinner used to be out, and maybe an evening snack. And then as my income increased, the quality of restaurants that I started visiting kept increasing. And I was doing this for about 6 months, and I realized that I was going nowhere. And I realized that the best thing to do is watch YouTube videos and learn cooking. Now that I learned cooking, I can make myself rice, dal and couple of vegetables, and that's it. And I realized the two things which happened. One is my money cycle improved. Now I have little more money than what I had earlier, and far more importantly, my health improved. So I think this is true for many children who come from smaller towns to a place like Mumbai. They don't have time to cook, first of all, and then they don't even know how to cook. At least maybe the girls are better off. I spoke with 2 boys. I have no clue what the girls do. But at least what happens in boys also, nowadays there are some boys who can cook, and in a chamri where 3-4 of them are living, they can make some food. So start there. And a lot of people, when you say that you can't save money, it is because of lifestyle inflation, and that happens because once you're eating out, from eating out in a restaurant where you're standing and eating to a place with a tablecloth which is costing you maybe 200 rupees a meal, you will keep upgrading, and constantly upgrading will mean you don't have much money left. So how does one start? This is a question which many people say, I don't have any money, how do I start? I think starting is very simple. You take a piece of paper, A4 size paper, and write down all the goals which are important to you. If there is a goal for which you're not going to be able to find any money, it means you're not serious about it. Don't fool yourself. If you don't put energy into it, money is just a form of energy, right? If you have a goal, you have to put your effort, you have to think about it, you have to do it, you have to spend money on it, you have to invest in it, right? You have to do everything. So if you're not going to put money, it means you're not serious about the goal. So write down all your serious goals and find money for it, which means you will do the most important thing is pay yourself first. So paying for all your goals you will do. So let's say your topmost priority is A, then there is B, then there is C, there is retirement. You will start putting some money towards every goal. So you get your salary on the 1st of the month, on the 2nd of the month, all your SIPs are hit. How you do SIP doesn't matter, but on the 2nd, all this money goes into some fund and gets invested. On day 3 is when you realize that this is the money on which I have to live. Now go to the Pareto's principle of 80-20. Concentrate on things on which you're really spending big time. Where do people spend big time money? One is housing. Most people end up buying a house far beyond their needs. Brokers will push, parents will push, there is social pressure to buy a house, so people go and buy a house far beyond their means. The next is transportation. So buying a bigger set of wheels than what you require. In cities like Mumbai, you can get away not owning a vehicle for a very long period of time. So, or maybe buy yourself a motorbike initially, because it's definitely cheaper than taking the auto rickshaw. Or maybe you buy a second-hand bike, but the minute you decide to buy a new car, you start spending more on fuel, you start traveling more. The bigger house is consuming more electricity than a smaller house. Luckily, in cities in Mumbai, etc., there is no heating cost or cooling cost, right? So you don't really need an AC. But if you've got used to an AC and the AC looks very cheap, it is only 12,000 rupees or 13,000 rupees, you do not even understand the implication of that AC on your electricity bill. So concentrate on cutting costs of your housing, concentrate on cutting costs of your transport. And third, if you learn cooking, these are your three big major expenses. So transportation, how do you beat it? You can actually travel by public transport, you can travel by bus, you can travel by train. And the worst case scenario, you can take an Ola, Uber or an auto rickshaw when you need it very urgently and you need to go from one place to the other. Please understand the cost of traveling long distances in public transport is extremely low compared to what it costs for you to travel by your own transport. Ditto for your housing. If you have a 3 BHK or a 2 BHK which you have taken on rent, see if you can take some classmates, friends, colleagues and to stay with you. Be careful about their habits, be careful about what they do. If a guy is a smoker and you hate tobacco smoke, obviously you cannot. Depends on his friends, whom he brings home, what he does. So depending on all that, you can cut down your housing costs, can cut down your transportation costs. And how will this all happen? By writing down your goals and paying yourself first. I've actually done a video on pay yourself first. So that is what you should do. Say, okay, so much is allocated for this goal, so much for this goal, so much of this goal. Goals which have no fund allocation means you're not serious about it, or you postpone it. You say, I can't afford this today, so I will postpone this. I will do it after some time. So as simple as that. Once you start doing this, you will find enough money for your goals, and your important goal could be an early retirement, whatever. You will find money for it provided you do this process. Housing costs can be cut down. If you have taken a house which is too big for yourself, you can give it up and go to a smaller house, or you can get somebody else to stay with you and share the cost. Check out with your landlord before you do this, right? So housing costs, transportation costs, food costs, if you can reduce, and believe me, all these dramatic reduction is possible. Even if you have already bought a car, try using public transport wherever it is possible. At least you will save on fuel costs, and this car will last longer because you're going to use it for lesser kilometers. Check out all this. You will always be able to find money to fund your goals, whatever are your goals. Thank you.